Welcome, dear listener. As you begin to drift into rest, allow the world around you to soften. Imagine a quiet village tucked into the arms of the countryside, where the air smells faintly of rain on cobblestones, and the hours pass like leaves floating down a stream. Tonight, we'll take a gentle stroll through Willowby, an unremarkable little place where nothing ever changes. And that truly is the charm of it all. There are no adventures here, no noise, and nothing of note. But within the humdrum rhythms of the town, there is a soft beside comfort. And as we walk slowly through its winding lanes, we'll discover that peace often lives in the most ordinary moments. Willowby sits on a slight slope, not steep enough to notice, but just enough so that if a marble were to fall from a child's pocket near the bakery, it would roll quietly down High Street, past the butcher, past the post office, and come to rest gently at the foot of the library's stone steps. It is the kind of village where people know the timing of the street lamps by heart, and where the chiming of the clock tower is the day's most dramatic event. Each morning, just before 7, the milkman's bicycle can be heard clicking gently over the same uneven cobble near Mrs. Fairweather's house. And shortly after, the birds begin their unhurried chorus. The bakery is the first to wake. It sits at the corner of Broad Lane and Minton Row. Its windows always slightly fogged from the warmth inside. Harold, the baker, arrives in the early blue-gray light and lights the ovens before speaking a word. He wears the same woolen cap, even in summer, and always hums the same tuna, slow, aimless melody. He insists he doesn't remember learning. By the time the town is properly stirring, the scent of warm bread has already drifted through every open window. Across from the bakery is the post office, painted a muted red that has faded slightly over the years, though no one seems to mind. Miss Dora Lindley runs it with a quiet efficiency. She opens precisely at 9 and closes precisely at 5, except on Thursdays, when she closes for lunch and sits outside with a small thermos of tea and a slice of oat cake wrapped in wax paper. People nod to her in passing, and she nods back nevermore, never less. It's the kind of small kindness that holds Willowby together. They tell small story curtains, tied just so. Pots of violets placed with quiet care. Hand-lettered signs that rarely change. There is a shop that sells buttons and only buttons, tended by a gentleman named Mr. Weatherwax, who has not taken a holiday in 23 years and sees no reason to start now. He dusts the same shelf each morning, starting from the left and finishing on the right, even when no dust is visible. The library stands near the far end of town, nestled between the tailors and the greengrocers, its door always slightly ajar, as if it's been left open just for you. It smells of paper, worn wood, and the faintest trace of lemon polish. Miss Elspeth, the librarian, arranges the books in a way only she understands. Fiction is kept near the back, behind a set of shelves that creak when the air is damp. Non-fiction lives near the front, where the morning light spills in. No one rushes in the library. There are chairs that have molded themselves to the shape of familiar visitors, and clocks that tick so softly you might think you imagined it. By midday, most of the town has settled into its preferred pace. The grocer puts out apples, all facing the same way. The florist across the lane gently mists her dahlias, speaking softly to them, as if they might speak back. The cafe at the roundabout, called Simply Tansy's, serves tea in chipped porcelain cups and slices of ginger cake that crumble just a little. The same 3 customers arrive each day. Mr. Albright, who reads the same newspaper from front to back, Mrs. Weller, who knits slowly and never finishes a scarf, and young Peter, who only orders warm milk and sits staring out the window as though waiting for a dog that never comes. The weather in Willowby is always politely gray, not gloomy and not bright. The sort of overcast that makes you want to wear a sweater and carry an umbrella just in case. The drizzle, when it comes, is steady and soft, as if the sky itself is reluctant to disturb the peace. The wind behaves too, doesn't rattle windows or howl through trees. It just whispers along the hedgerows and nudges the curtains now and then. Afternoons in Willowby are reserved for errands, not rushed, not urgent, just the kind of soft motion that keeps a town ticking. Someone will always be seen walking toward the post office with a letter held lightly in hand, as if the act of mailing it is more important than the contents. A cat, ginger and round, naps in the window of the shoe repair shop. Children walk home from school in pairs, satchels bouncing gently at their sides, talking about things no one will remember tomorrow. Evening begins quietly with the clink of dishes being dried in kitchens across the village. Lights glow behind lace curtains. The butcher closes up at 5:30 and sweeps the front step, even if it doesn't need it. The bell above the library door rings one final time as Miss Elspeth locks up. She always checks twice. The lamplighter comes next, yes. Willowby still has one end. He moves from street to street with a long pole, tipping light into glass casings with a quiet grace. The lamps come on with a sigh rather than a flicker. Supper in Willowby is a soft affair. A bowl of stew, perhaps, or toast with butter. A boiled egg, split with care. The sounds are hushed, the scrape of a chair, the low murmur of radio, a kettle beginning to hum. Doors close without slamming. Dogs curl up at the feet of armchairs. The windows glow like little square lanterns, and the village exhales. By 9, the streets are empty, not from caution or a curfew, but because it simply feels right to be inside. The rain begins again, a soft pattering on rooftops, steady and certain. The clock tower chimes. Lights go out, one by one. Miss Dora Linley folds her cardigan and sets it by the chair. Harold the baker sets his alarm, though he never needs it. Peter, the boy at the cafe, dreams of something gentle. Even Mr. Weatherwax has turned in his shelves of buttons, resting quietly in the dark. And as the town of Willowby slips into silence, you, too, are gently being folded into the rhythm of rest. There is no urgency here, no need to do anything more. You are simply part of the quiet, part of the night. Let the stillness wrap around you like a warm blanket. Nothing is waiting. Nothing must be done. All is calm. All is well. And now, dear listener, sleep.